I have never seen and actually actively avoided the gay movie Red, White, and Royal Blue because it looks, and this is judging by both the movie and novel cover, a bit saccharine, poorly written, and a G-rated version of Heated Rivalry. And avoiding Red, White, and Royal Blue took considerate effort, since this was apparently the #1 movie on Prime for weeks, and one of the most watched rom-coms Amazon has ever had. So, given it is the US of A's 250th anniversary, what better way to celebrate than by watching this patriotic movie? And by the end of this video, I'll tell you whether I loved or hated this. Let's get into it. This one's for you, America.
He's the world's rudest person.
He's the world's most irritating person.
Also, I swear that he is not 6'2". How's it going?
Okay, so right off the bat, I'm wondering what will crack the ice between them and who will be the first to initiate this romance. My guess is because Henry is the outward asshole, I feel like he'll somehow make or hint interest first. And so now that Alex is getting wasted, sassier, and manspreading across a stiff British couch. Oh, and it turns out Alex is emboldened to go up to Henry.
Great to see you.
You too, Your Majesty.
Actually, it's Your Royal Highness. Your Majesty is reserved for the king.
Oh, thank you for the etiquette lesson.
You're desperately in need of one.
You know what?
Okay. My only complaint up top is that they kind of seem interchangeable, and I hope there are more dynamic qualities to their personalities outside of, you know, them being closeted, snobby, and sexy.
I sent you to London with some pretty simple instructions.
Uma Thurman is the president, says that because of the cake incident, Alex and Henry need to become friends because the entire trade relations between US and UK depend on them and them alone. They go to a children's hospital where Henry says he comes without the cameras quite often, and it's a small window into the selfless side of Henry. Security thrusts the boys into a janitor closet. Is this gonna be the first time they hook up?
You could have helped me, and you didn't.
Threat neutralized.
No.
Some kid brought fireworks for his friend.
Alex reveals the source of his disdain for Henry was something he misheard at a party, which seems to go against what we saw earlier of Henry snubbing Alex. I feel like if Alex misheard this, then I feel like him snubbing the, you know what I'm trying to say.
What's your beef with him anyway?
Oh, come on, Dad. He's elite and privileged and lives in a palace. What's that?
I'm just brushing that working class chip off your shoulder.
I'm curious to know if Alex's parents know or suspect his sexuality. Is he out? How old is he supposed to be? I guess we can assume with eyelashes like that, his parents think he's just a player who hasn't found the right person yet. I have the same questions for Henry. Like, the movie, I feel like hasn't made efforts to show how people spread rumors, and which it's probably a limitation of this movie's budget. I think we actually saw people engaging with the gossip instead of just their screens. I'd feel more of the stressors of being in the closet, and I could imagine how worse that is when you're a public figure. It also hasn't been made clear to me if sexuality is okay in this world. I have to do a lot of assuming here, and you know what they say about assuming. It's the chance to see a lot of ass. No, gross.
Alex.
Hey, Miguel, what's up?
ACD, slumming it in Shaw.
I'm kind of surprised this is rated R. So far, this feels like an elevated Hallmark romantic comedy, which I'm pulling this out of nowhere, but I, for some reason, link Hallmark movies and conservative audiences. And this movie even feels like this is what a conservative would fantasize a queer person is like. They could be straight, they dress conventionally. Even Alex is giving his friend the straight dude handshake, which I don't know how to do.
Hey, you mind if I put my journalist hat on for a sec?
I love the head gesture the journalist makes, like, so you gay?
The only Republican who makes us nervous is Abraham Lincoln. And I doubt he's running.
You see, this is why I ask you these things, because you give me quotes like that, you have to let me use it.
Not a chance, Miguel.
You're such a tease.
Oh, they totally f***ed.
I'm gonna pass.
Bueno, lo intenté.
Oh, no.
Deberíamos de vernos pronto. Off the record, of course.
This is not good, Alex. Henry gets Alex's number, and we get a texting montage that reminds me a lot of Heated Rivalry. And with that constant communication, the flirtation and tension grows. We get to New Year's Eve, and Get Low, the uncensored version, plays. Is that why this is rated R? I'm finding this effective romantically, even though it is ridiculous, but everyone gets low except for Henry and Alex. The clock strikes 12 and Alex kisses multiple women, and Henry looks beyond heartbroken, and I'm a bit confused by his reaction. He's acting as if they've already hooked up, and Alex is like passionately making out with these women, which he's not. It's like a peck on the lips.
What are you doing out here?
Henry explains he wonders what life would be like if he weren't a public figure and the people he dates isn't who he's actually interested in. Alex acts confused and it's like, come on, it's pretty obvious what he's saying. Okay, what did I say? Who would make the first move? This piques my interest because, like, who is the audience for this movie? Is it in the heated rivalry realm of entertainment, which I know has a huge female audience? I'm curious, like, what is it about male on male romances? Is it like a fantasy that men can be more sensitive and affectionate than they usually are? And I know there are gay men who like seek out this genre, which I don't necessarily like the overly sweet kind of romances like this, but I know there are people out there. In fact, in my gay men's book club, our next book that we're reading for that book club is The Open Air, which kind of reminds me of like the look of Red, White, and Royal Blue. I haven't read the book yet, but my assumption is that it's gonna be a little less sex forward and a little more romantic. And with that in mind, with like raunchier sex in books, is the same audience who's reading Red, White, and Royal Blue and Heated Rivalry also the ones who enjoy the 50 Shades of Grey series? Or is that like different audiences?
Henry kind of kissed me, but he's always dating a different girl.
Oh, honey, princes aren't allowed to be gay. You should know that.
So we get a little more clarity on how the characters feel about homosexuality, which is shame.
I just need to talk to Henry. Private.
Alex, nice talks. Que guapo.
What?
I know. I owe you an explanation. My behavior was appalling. Shut up. Stop talking.
All right, fellas, time's up. We gotta get back to. Oh God.
That's it? This is rated R. Where's the
It's good to see you and His Royal Highness on better terms and not on the floor.
Henry and I are much happier against walls.
Oh, I guess Alex is the top.
I guess you could say I'm bisexual. I am as gay as a maypole.
I have no idea what a maypole is.
Right.
Alex attends Henry's polo match, and they're getting creative here with the editing and combine them first in the game room with asses slapping on the saddle. Alex and Henry are in Paris, where we get more insight of the struggle between being Prince Henry and Henry Fox. And I complained earlier that we weren't getting enough backstory, and the story is unfolding naturally, so my bad on that. I just wish it weren't like these exposition dumps. I want to see more how he acts in public versus how he acts in private, but whatever. It means more time for raunchier sex, right?
I think we should make love tonight.
Oh.
Who's gonna do what?
Oh,
'Cause I'm-
Alex is so wanting to bottom.
I've never.
Oh.
Oh my god.
So he hasn't had sex yet? What the was the saddle ass slapping innuendo at the polo match then? So we're about an hour into this movie and Alex is sent to Texas to help his mom get reelected. And we get another montage of Alex and Henry messaging each other. I've been open to some of the more mushy dialogue up until this point, but it's starting to get grating. I also am just getting whiplash in some of these line readings. Like,
I'm out here giving my all for my mother. I can't have smut filling my inbox, corrupting my mind, and bulging my pants like this.
what? It especially stands out because they're just doing voiceover instead of being in the room together.
Bien hecho, cabrón. Looked really good up there.
Thanks.
You know, we're both staying at this hotel tonight.
No. So Alex and Henry are woken by Zara, the chief of staff, bursting in. Zara discovers Henry is in the room.
How long has this been going on?
Since New Year's.
Oh, God.
She makes it clear how damaging this all could be because of his mother's reelection.
I've met someone.
Huh.
He happens to be Henry.
As in the Prince of England.
Yeah.
Are you gay, bi, fluid, pan, queer?
Let mom I'm bi.
Oh, all right. Well, you know that being LGBTQ is not a silent letter.
Yes, thank you, Mom.
I'm surprised at the quality of writing in this movie to just include this like sweet acceptance by the mom. I feel like this movie is really normalizing queerness. So now Alex and Henry are on vacation at Alex's family cabin mansion, and I'm waiting for something to go down between Alex and Henry where they break up. I feel like Alex has really been hogging the narrative, and I feel like whatever happens, it will be Alex to initiate calling it off, and then he'll have to fly to London to make it up to Henry.
We can walk through Austin holding hands, and it won't even matter if anyone sees us.
Uh-oh. Henry's about to break it off. But why?
What I mean to say is, Henry.
I'm going to need to know what is going on in Henry's head. There's been no difference in the closeness we've already seen for Henry to all of a sudden feel concerned that they're too close now, if that is the reason. And if it is, I feel like there needs to be something driving Henry to come up with a decision. That's why I thought it was going to be Alex who would pull away because of his mother's re-election. There's like a ticking time bomb on that. It would force him to make a choice, or even if Henry was making the selfless act of preventing the mom from getting reelected, I don't know. And I feel like Uma Thurman should be in this scene. Like, it shouldn't be the dad. Like, it should be Henry and Uma interacting. I don't know. There's something weird going on here that feels unearned and kind of undeveloped.
I ended things with Alex. I felt myself getting too close.
Oh my
I didn't want to break his heart.
What about your heart?
I would buy this if it had been a more purely sexual relationship, and this weekend getaway was the first time where it wasn't just focused on sex. But as we've seen, they've been communicating for a long time over text. We got 2 texting montages.
Go to London. Get your man.
Sir, Mr. Claremont Diaz is at the gate.
Can we please talk?
Okay, so I was half right.
I don't think you know me at all. I'm not like you.
Alex is a hot, closeted bisexual and the son of the American president. Sure, he's not British royalty, but I think if there's anyone to understand your position, there's no one on this earth who could be a better match than Alex.
We can figure out a way to love each other on our own terms, no one else's. That is simply not possible, and you know it.
Alex is literally saying he would keep this as a secret relationship to keep things going. I feel like we're losing a bit of the thread on these characters. Like, we're not getting an explanation of why Henry is pushing him away now. Like, why at this moment?
And you can live in your tower and protect your heart for the rest of your life, and nothing will ever happen to you.
Maybe this is my problem in relationships. If I stuck my leg out to fight for the man I love and he said no, I'd be like, okay, understood. Nice knowing you. I wouldn't double down.
So tell me to go, Henry. And I promise I will walk out that door and trouble you no longer.
He's not gonna tell you to go, and you know it.
Wait, there's something I want you to see.
Ridiculous. Ridiculous. So the news breaks about their secret relationship. No thanks to that journalist. And I'm really impressed by Nicholas Galitzine's performance here. He's really selling the devastation and frustration about his privacy. But I think for Taylor, I think playing Alex is a tougher role to sell. He gives a press conference and it feels a bit didactic. And I thought the story would be the royal family finds out, confiscates Henry's phone, and they wouldn't be able to communicate. So Alex wouldn't know what was wrong. But I guess that would be a repeated beat to what just transpired. I just wish we had a lot more to their personalities to distinguish them, and that we understood why this was such a struggle for them outside of them being in these unique positions as public figures. In the movie Bros, they give the hot love interest in that a chocolate shop, which is like a really unique and weird distinction. And I don't think it should be like comical and ridiculous like that for this movie, but if I were to describe these 2 characters, one guy is a hot American with brown hair who's righteous and a bit forward, and the other guy is a hot British guy with blonde hair who runs away with no explanation. I need more.
I've got the first son in my office mooing over the prince like a cow in labor, and I'm not going to get any work done until you put these 2 lovesick homosexuals on the phone with one another. I don't care what any of those wrinkled white men at Buckingham Palace have to say about it. I want you to march your skinny, perfect ass over to the prince, hand him your phone, or so help me God, you will never see me naked again. You might be lousy at keeping secrets, kiddo, but I'm not.
Sorry, I could kiss you.
Touch me and die.
Again, best character in this movie.
The king wishes to see you.
Oh.
Both of you.
I don't know why I wasn't expecting that. I thought the king was just gonna die. Oh, Stephen Fry.
Why is it out of the question?
You are party to this problem, not to its solution.
If someone said that to me, I would be destroyed. Henry asks why he's bound to keeping his sexuality a secret, and the king says because the people won't accept a gay prince. Do we think the king really thinks this, or does he just not want to have to deal with someone from his family coming out under his reign? As it turns out, there's a crowd outside celebrating this relationship, which teaches us all the most important thing is the approval of other people. Now we're waiting to see if Uma Thurman is reelected. This plot is insane. And she wins, of course she wins. And everybody gets what they want, and everyone lives happily ever after. And I'm trying to be sardonic, but that was so sweet. I have a resistance to gay movies that are too earnest, and I was surprised by some of the more sexual moments in this movie and also the humor. Like I mentioned, I had this assumption that this would be like a Hallmark movie or like made for television, which it did feel like that at times, which I attribute that more to the filmmaking than I do the script and the performances. But while we're on the topic of performances, I feel like Nicholas Galitzine was bringing a lot of pathos to this character. Sometimes more so than this movie could carry, which is why it led me to question his behavior. Like, why was he abandoning Alex at this specific moment when nothing around that had seemed to have changed? And I think with the other actor, Taylor Zakhar Perez, I think he has some great comedic timing. I just wish there was more to his character. He was the character we followed the most, especially in the first half, and it felt like he had obstacles that were too frictionless. And then Sarah Shahi, I hope she is very busy with work because this character could have been so one note, but I feel like she lifted this character off the page and found ways to keep me laughing and entertained with the few minutes of screen time that she had. So I am giving this movie a 4 out of 5. I loved it. I had such a resistance to it, but I feel everyone involved in getting this made did a wonderful job finding ways to show homosexuality in a positive light. And although it's rated R, I know there are teenagers or young adults out there who are coming to terms with who they are. And to have a movie like this that features prominent figures coming out into the light and showing a relationship can be both sexual and intimate and not end in tragedy, that is something I think we can never have too much of. As someone who was 12, 13, 14 years old, who was watching movies like Mysterious Skin or Short Bus, movies with much darker themes, overtly sexual, sad endings. I was watching these movies just to see some gay representation outside of porn. And I think this movie gives me hope that they'll see this and feel unashamed of being their authentic selves. And with that, happy 250th birthday, America. I need to get ready to see some fireworks and especially get out of this tight t-shirt because it's constricting my appendages. It says it was a medium on eBay, but I think it was actually a child's medium. And so, to wrap this up, comment with your thoughts on the movie, what you got up to for the 4th of July, or even a memorable story from an Independence Day from the past. And as I'm sure many of you know, there's an upcoming sequel, Red, White, and Royal Wedding, which I'd be excited to talk about if you enjoyed this review. Also, I'm really excited about an upcoming interview I did with Patrick Wilds, the screenwriter of Get Real. So consider subscribing so you don't miss out on that. And if you enjoyed this video, you might also like my review of Shelter. See you in the next video. Cheers.